Hello, this is Angelia with today's wisdom. Today's wisdom comes from Daily Ohm, opening a closed connection, consciously reconnecting. There may be times when we feel like our connection to the universe is closed. I know I've had times like that. I've been praying or talking to God and everything, and I just feel like He ain't listening. Nothing's going on. Maybe things don't seem to be going well in our day or our lives. Or we may feel out of our element. And I'm sure we've all had those feelings. Sometimes we have bad days, sometimes we have good days. Life isn't always, time for roses. And, sometimes we do dive into things and feel a little bit out of our element. And those are times that, we can feel like we're a little disconnected. The truth is, the universe is always there for us. We know that we create our experience with our thoughts, and this is another way we need to make a conscious decision about how we want to experience life. And of course, when they say universe, I say God in my own mind, because that's how I believe. But your life is up to you. And you have to decide what kind of person you are and what kind of person you want to be. And take the steps to be that person. It is up to us to do the work of making the connection, because nobody can do it for us. Though sometimes the universe, or God, may send us wake-up calls. And we all love those, don't we? You can think of it as getting some fresh air. And that's kind of, like I was talking to you yesterday in the podcast about, when you get a little slap on the wrist from the universe, it might be telling you, hey, you're neglecting this, you need to pay attention to this, or this is not what you should be doing, or whatever. And, that's when you need to take note. We are always breathing, and the air is always around us, surrounding us, moving through us. But we may need to step outside of where we are in the moment, physically, mentally, or emotionally, and make the conscious choice to take a deep breath in order to feel the air coming in and coming out. And that's something, exercise I do with my coaching clients, where 10 deep breaths, and sometimes that centering is good for us. If we feel like we're in over our head, out of our element, just stop, take 10 deep breaths, recenter, and move on. Whether this means stepping outside physically or merely shifting our thoughts, it is only our perception that changes. The air remains the same. And, in Buddhism they talk about, it's your expectations that disappoint you, not the situations. That the situation is neutral. You can have good feelings about it or bad feelings about it, but the situation is neutral. Now, things are going to affect you positively or adversely depending on what it is. But a lot of times people get disappointed because they have expectations, and that's what lets you down. Excuse me. Because you expected one thing and another thing happened. So it is just as easy to reconnect with the universe. And we can all reconnect with God. All we got to do is send up a prayer, say, God, I'm having a rough time. Are you listening? Please let me know. And, usually he can send you a little God wink, as Squire Rushnell calls them, to let you know you're there, he's keeping an eye on you, and you're on the right track or whatever. Using the same technique as a breath of fresh air, a deep breath can bring us back to our center. And, it certainly can, or taking a moment out for a little meditation, or just close your eyes, and do a centering exercise where, what am I hearing right now? What am I seeing right now? What am I smelling right now? What am I feeling under my body where I'm sitting? What do I feel right now? And just becoming aware of yourself and your center, and kind of letting the distractions of the world go so you can get back in touch with yourself and where you are right now. As we inhale, we fill our bodies with the oxygen needed to replenish our most basic physical needs, allowing the air to circulate within us, because we do need oxygen. We're one of those creatures that breathes oxygen. Other creatures and plants breathe other stuff. but we need the oxygen. So, when you take a deep breath, it's not only, good for you to think and center, it's good for your body. Exhaling, we release the stale, the used, the potentially toxic air, removing any blocks that may keep us from going deeper into the stillness that lies at our center, where we connect to the universe, or God, and that is your soul, that is your spirit. Feeling closed off does not need to be a negative experience. When we become conscious of it, we can think of the wholeness of a closed circuit, which allows electricity to connect and flow properly. Because, if the connection is broken, you flick that switch, your light doesn't come on or nothing happens, whatever it is. So, that's an analogy they're using here, and that's a pretty good one. And I know in the past there were times I was kind of ticked off at God, and I wasn't having an open connection with Him. One of them was when my sister passed away, and because I knew God wasn't going to take her, that was crazy, but He did. And I was kind of mad at Him after that, so I didn't talk to Him for quite a while, and that was my choice. Our bodies work the same way, and when we make that connection in our minds, it can help bring us back to the connection we seek. So, if you've kind of closed your connection, to Creator, certainly that was your choice, because He loves you, or she loves you, whatever you want to call them, and they want you to be with them. So, if you've closed that connection and cut it off, I recommend reconnecting, because, excuse me, when we make a conscious effort to reconnect, to our higher power, they are certainly going to listen and connect with you, and all the studies show that only enriches your life. Think about it. Please like and share this wisdom so we can spread it around the world. If you want to help me out, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to help me out even more, go to my Patreon page and become a patron. That's all for now. Until next time.